The Voice 28 Recap. Blind Auditions 5 Live Blog Videos. The Voice Season 28 Blind Auditions continue on to Episode 5, October 7th, with a new coaches lineup, including two-time winners Niall, Horan, and Michael Bublé, one-time winner Reba McEntire, and hoping to nab his first trophy, Snoop Dogg. Dustin Dale Gaspard, 33, Bring It On Home to Me by Sam Cooke. The Louisiana native loves alligators. He calls them giant swamp puppies. The singer grew up on Cajun music. For the past few years, he has been living in his car as he tours the country. He plans to sing Cajun French. His tone is unusual and soulful. Snoop sings along. When Dustin breaks out the French, Reba, then Snoop and Niall hit their buttons. Michael finally gives in. He can't resist the French. A 4-chair turn. Niall calls his performance absolutely incredible. Reba mentions that she grew up not far from where he lives. She describes his sound as refreshing. Michael busts out his Canadian French. He doesn't think Dustin can make a bad decision. Snoop notes that he has family in Louisiana. Snoop breaks out his own version of the Sam Cooke classic, Good Pitch. After a commercial break, Dustin picks Niall. Kinda surprising. For chair turn, Dustin picks Niall. He's got brothers in Ireland. Canad Thomas, 35, Whip Appeal by Babyface. Canad is a returnee at the no-chair turn from season 16. He was devastated. Then he wound up on the online comeback stage with BB Rexa. She pushed his limits, and he ended up winning. So Canad actually joined the show at the playoffs with 3 other wild card contestants. Unfortunately, he didn't win the vote, and he left the season for good. Recently, he's been performing on cruise ships. His throwback style is smooth and pleasant. But once he makes use of his mid-range, the coaches perk up. It takes a minute, but Snoop hits his button, followed by Niall. He compares Canad to Luther Vandross. Niall has nobody like Canad on his team. Michael wants a ticket to the cruise ship he's on. Snoop compliments Canad's take on the Babyface classic. Canad picks Team Snoop, of course. Niall and Snoop turn. Canad picks Team Snoop. Sean Scott, 28, Wish I Knew You by the Revivalists. At 18, Sean moved to Nashville and slept on people's couches. The singer does not sing country. She's a moody, sultry songstress. The tune she picked doesn't give her much opportunity to show range. She's going to have to take the song somewhere to get a chair turn. Niall seems to be considering it. At the very last minute, Reba hits her button. Reba loves her voice and even her husky speaking voice. The song creeped into Reba's soul. Michael compliments her rasp. He and Niall both admit if Reba had hit her button earlier, they would have turned too. Only Team Reba turned. Carly Harvey, 39, It Hurts So Bad by Susan Tedeschi. Carly is a full-time musician and also teaches voice and musical instruments. She tried to teach her sister, and it was not happening. Carly is kind of woo-woo, speaking of crystals and vibes. She calls herself a blissologist. Interesting. I expected an old-fashioned singer. But Carly delivers an older song in a fresh and creative way. She's good. Will she get a turn? Snoop should turn. Instead, Reba and Michael turn near the end of the performance. Niall doesn't think he's got anything to help Carly. He feels the others will be a better fit. Reba thinks they can teach each other. Oh. Carly and her sister loves them some Reba. Game over for Michael. Or is it? He calls it a recurring nightmare. Oh. She's going to use her woo-woo pendulum to help her decide. Oh, dear Lord. She chooses Michael because her dumb pendulum swung his way. Reba and Michael turn. Carly picks Team Bublé. Colin Bracewell, 24, More Than a Woman by the Bee Gees. He started playing and singing at age 4 and received a scholarship to study opera at a Minnesota school. His brother, who has special needs, helps sell his band merch. Oh dear. Collins seems nervous. Right off the bat, he has pitch problems. His vocal is quavery. Otherwise, his vocal tone is solid. He's got a real nice falsetto. He just needs to relax into it. Unsurprisingly, he's the first no-turn of the night. Sats. Snoop wished he sang in falsetto for the full song. Niall notes how difficult it is to go in and out of head and full voice. He urges him to come back. He brings his brother on stage to hand out some merch. Snoop requests opera and Colin delivers some, delighting the panel. No turns. Vinya Chhabra, 14, Ironic by Alanis Morissette. Holy cow. She's only 14. She looks much older. I would have guessed 18. A clip of her as a little girl drumming on Halloween pumpkins looks suspiciously recent. Currently, she plays many instruments, including classical music and more. She dreams of joining a rock band. The coaches are going to freak out when they learn her age. She sings like a pro. Her tone is so pretty. She's got more to learn about subtle phrasing, but there's plenty of time for that. Reba hits her button, followed by Michael and then Snoop. Reba calls her a powerhouse. Michael notes that Alanis is also from Canada like him. The coaches break out in harmony, and they all sing the song's chorus. Snoop believes she packs a powerful punch at her age. You're not nervous. You're not afraid. Niall regrets not turning. Michael suggests her family join her as she decides what team to choose. Vinya picks Reba, Michael and Snoop turn. Vina picks Team Reba. Conrad Khalil, 28, caught up by Usher. Conrad grew up in the hood, but attended a foreign art school. HM. His montage performance sounds off-pitch, but Reba hits her button. Cannon fodder? Only Reba turns. Liam Von Elba, 30, Slow Dancing in a Burning Room by John Mayer. Liam is an audio engineer who wants to prove that he belongs on the other side of the business. Remarkably, the singer doesn't perform in front of people. He spends all his time supporting big-name tours. Paramore heard him sing, and they invited him on stage to perform Landslide. Accompanying himself on acoustic guitar, Liam delivers a subtle performance at first. But then he turns it up several raspy notches on the chorus. Wow. His performance is impactful. Niall turns, followed by Snoop. Michael says, I just saw two dudes fall in love with you. Snoop calls the sound of his voice mesmerizing, describing him as the whole package. He gave Niall goosebumps. Liam, unsurprisingly, picks Team Niall. Snoop and Niall turn. Liam picks Team Niall afterward. Both Michael and Niall realize that they recognized him. Lauren Anderson, 40, Midnight Train to Memphis by Chris Stapleton. Lauren has been knocking around Nashville for a while and has released a lot of music and toured in the meantime. These days, she's feeling stuck and behind. She has no partner, no kids. She becomes emotional over the prospect of receiving a chair turn. She sings like Janis Joplin, but even raspier. She rocks out, but sounds old-fashioned. Not sure where she would fit outside of an oldies act. I hope someone turns for her. She's a good singer and needs a break. Snoop pushes his button near the end. Niall jokes that Snoop made her work for that one. Snoop loved her screams. He claims he waited last minute to keep others from turning. The other coaches are excited that Snoop turned, guaranteeing the singer a spot on the show. Only Snoop turned. Ava Nat, 18, I Love You. I'm Sorry by Gracie Abrams. The New York native is the youngest of three sisters. The family performed together for fun. Tragically, when she was 11, one of her sisters died in a car accident. She's sure her sister Sabrina, if she were physically here, would be cheering her on. NBC previewed this performance earlier. Niall and Reba turned at almost the same time. Niall was first, as the young singer belted the song out passionately. Ava does not hold back. She brings the song to life. Snoop hit his button a little later. Only Michael stayed put. "Your voice was absolutely beautiful," remarked Reba. "It's like butter. It's just so smooth and clear." When Ava reveals she also sings jazz, Michael deflates, seemingly regretful. "I just can't wait to steal you," he teases. "You were performing like you were on Broadway," says Snoop, complimenting her showwomanship. Niall compares Ava to Gracie Abrams, Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor Swift. "You've clearly connected with that song. That was very impressive." In the end, Ava picks Niall, of course. For chairs, Ava picks Team Niall. The rest of the coaches resign themselves to Niall's heartthrobness. Trevor Hewitt, 39, "I Was Wrong" by Chris Stapleton. The South Carolina native and his dad run a pest control business. He started singing at 11 years old. He was the only guy in chorus. He played on tour with the Marshall Tucker Band, but he gave up the road to help raise his 2 kids. He's a pretty decent soulful rocker, but he has pitchy moments and it's late in the game, so no turns. Sats. Snoop says he has a hell of a voice and should come back and try again. Michael calls him a tremendous singer. Michael also hopes he returns and gives the show another shot. No turns. Teo Ramdell, 34, Historia de un Amor by Luis Miguel. Teo is from Tijuana, Mexico. Growing up there with a single mom was hard. She kept him away from bad people. He began singing in church choir. A few years ago, he moved to Los Angeles and currently sings in bars and restaurants. Over the past few years, his mom has been battling a rare disease that keeps her from walking. The singer, who sings the song entirely in Spanish, displays a classical-sounding vocal that stands out. It woke up the coaches real quick. Snoop smacks his button. Michael follows. Niall is next, and then Reba. It's a 4-chair turn. It's Teo's birthday on the day of his audition. Reba calls his singing sexy. She asks the singer if he might also be a dancer. If Reba wants him to be, Teo answers. Michael whips out his Spanish, because he can. His wife is from Argentina. "If you don't join my team, my wife may leave me." Snoop reveals that he works with Latin artists on his label, Good Pitch. Still, Teo picks Michael. For chair turn, Teo picks Team Bublé.